It's early in the morning and this room is a mess. I can't find no
Hello,
matching
everybody.
socks
Welcome
today.
to episode 23 of Nicole O's World Podcast. I am your host, Nicole. I want to say welcome to new and returning viewers. If you're new, thank you so much for checking me out, and I hope you subscribe and come back for another week. If you are a returning viewer, as always, thank you so much for coming back in another week. First, I'm sorry that I'm recording this so late. Today is, let me see here. Today is Sunday, March the 16th, 2014. Most of you, if you're new, normally I record my videos on a Thursday and upload them, but today is Sunday. It's not my normal day. And I guess I will get into that. Normally I do my what's going on in my life at the end of my videos, but I'm going to change it up today. My week that was and my week that is. Last week on Wednesday, I had an unexpected road trip. A good friend of mine, his niece, who was only 14 years old, committed suicide. Such a tragedy. Her life didn't even begin yet. And she killed herself. And I took him, he asked me, he's like, Nicole, will you take me down? Can you drive me down to my sister so I can go to the viewing and the services? I said, but of course, it was your niece. And I didn't know what to say to console him or to help him, because what can you really say or do? It was such a tragic situation. So a little PSA, if you know anybody that has suicidal tendencies, or they're depressed and they're talking about killing themselves, or they're just acting completely strange, that you're worried about them, like their normal habits have changed, please, see what you can do to help them. I mean, sometimes it's just hey, I need somebody to talk to, or things in my life are going, not right at the moment. See if you can maybe try and get them to get themselves some help to prevent such a tragedy. Sorry. And on Thursday of last week, I went with a friend to a lecture. Actually, he was giving the lecture, and I just went to assist him. It was a lecture about antiques. And I just went along with him, helped him carry things, set it up, and participated in the conversation as needed. I will say I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was such a nice time. I enjoyed meeting the group of ladies that I met. It was so much fun. It wasn't all about antiques. I don't really want to divulge what it was, because I don't have permission to talk about the group that we were at. But all I can say is it was a lecture, and I had such a great time. And both him and I, my friend and I, this is another friend, him and I received such a thank you, and they'd like us to come back. So that was my week that was. My week that is. I have something in motion, in progress, as far as my life goes. I don't want to divulge too much and possibly jinx myself. I know that sounds superstitious, but I am working. I will talk about it. I'm actually working on getting my insurance license through the state of Pennsylvania to sell health and life insurance. I am currently working on that. I will be taking my test eventually, It is actually mind-blowing, the information that you have to learn. And I've taken 2 chapter tests so far, and I have done really well on those, which I was surprised. But it's all online, and you're sitting there at a computer screen, and you feel like going, because your eyes get buggy. So what I do after a while is I just print the information off that I can read at my own pace, because staring at a computer screen all the time can be hard on your eyes. What else this week that was? That's about it. Nothing majorly exciting going on in my life this week. Just that. Alright, I guess I should move on. And I'm sorry that I did my what's going on in my life now versus the end of the video. I just wanted to get it out of the way quick because nothing big. There is one other thing that is big, but I'm not going to put it in this video because it pertains to my health insurance, which is just a mess. I'll basically give you a summary of it quick. Basically, when I got my health insurance through Blue Cross of NEPA, I was not advised of the pre-existing condition clause. I gave them my medical conditions. I was like, I have diabetes, I have a lap band, I know you count my weight, and my foot issue. Are all these going to count against me that you will not cover these for a certain length of time? I was told, no, Miss O'Shaughnessy, you don't have to worry. Everything's covered. Well, I've been getting letters and they've been rejected. So I called up. I'm like, why am I getting billed $502.82 for blood work? And why do I have almost a $400 bill to my doctor? And how comes you don't want to cover the medicine I need for my blood sugar? Well, and I said, why am I getting a letter that you're going back 5 years in my medical history? Well, your plan has a pre-existing condition clause. We don't cover any pre-existing conditions for 12 months up to 5 years. I said, well, I was not advised of that. I was told I didn't have to worry they'd be covered. I said, I was told the only things that would not be covered would be my lap band and my foot. My lap band would be for 5 years and my foot would be for a year. And my type 2 diabetes would be covered. I didn't have to worry. Fortunately, they're like, that's not true, and we can go back 5 years in your medical history. So any problems that you have had with basically anything that I was treated for within the past 5 years, if it acts up now, it's considered a pre-existing condition. So say my allergies are acting up, and say they get really bad, I need to go doctor and get a steroid shot to calm down the inflammation. Well, go doctor, insurance will say, oh, no, you were treated within the past 5 years for allergies, that's pre-existing. Or say I get bronchitis. They could say, oh, well, you were treated for bronchitis 5 years ago, that's a pre-existing condition. So basically anything I was treated for within a 5-year period is going to be pre-existing condition. And I said to them, I thought you weren't allowed to go back 5 years under the Obamacare. No, you have a private plan, so we can go back 5 years. I said, well, you lied to me. I was told that was not going to happen. Well, if you do not like this, go to healthcare.gov and sign up for Obamacare. They'll cover all pre-existing conditions and they won't go back 5 years, but we will. And I was basically outraged. So I said, so basically you're telling me you're not going to cover anything for me. If it happened within 5 years, you're not going to cover it. They're like, that's correct. I said, where am I getting? I said, $600. I said, my pills for my diabetes are $300 a piece. I can't afford to shell out almost $505 for blood work. I said, I was told that this would be covered. I just have my co-pays. I said, so you're telling me this is not correct? I said, they're like, yes. I said, so what will you cover? Well, if you fall and you break your leg and you didn't break your leg within 5 years, we'll cover that. Or if you didn't go to the doctor for a common cold within 5 years, we'll cover that. Or anything preventative we'll cover. I'm like, oh, I said, so basically you're not going to cover anything, right? That's correct. I said, so basically you're telling me that you're just going to let me die because I can't afford the medicine that I need. Yes, ma'am. I said, if I'm in the hospital, I said, let's say I said I have a breathing issue and I need this procedure to save my life, and I had a similar situation 5 years ago, you're not going to cover it. That's correct. I said, okay. I said, so in other words, I said, I'm stuck with the $1,400 bill so far I have. That's correct. I said, okay. Just so I know. I said, so in other words, you're just going to let me die because you're not going to cover anything. Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I said, this is a recorded line. I said, I know this is a recorded conversation. I said, so basically you're telling me it's okay if I die because I can't get the stuff I need to help me. I said, they're like, yes, ma'am. I said, so it's okay if my blood sugar goes up to 500 and I go in a diabetic coma and die because of it. Yes, ma'am, that's correct. We do not care if you die, ma'am. And that's exactly what they told me. Right out of their mouth, they said, we do not care if you die, ma'am. I said, well, that's pretty stupid because then you're losing a customer. Well, that's just the way it is, ma'am. And that was a supervisor that told me that. So I was extremely mad. Needless to say, I'm shopping around for new health insurance. So we're 12 minutes in, and sorry about the tangent, but that's a short explanation to the long problem I have with my insurance company. So let's get on with the knitting and the crocheting. Okay, Administrati, for those of you that watch me on iTunes, at the end of the month, I will no longer be using my Podomatic feed, and that the Podomatic feed is the logo where you see people throwing sand. I will no longer be using that. I switched to Podcast Garden, which is going to be our permanent home forever. And that logo is going to be the one like you see in the beginning of this video with the swirly sand, except Nickel O's World Podcast is going to be in blue. And I'm going to show you that logo right now. Alright, that's the new logo. If you follow me on iTunes, that's the new logo that you need to subscribe to because because come March 31st, I will no longer be using the other feed. I was asked if I am going to be on YouTube still. Yes, I will never leave YouTube. I am always going to be on YouTube. My videos will be loaded to YouTube, as well as my blog, because I'm sure there are some people that watch me via my blog as well. So I will be on YouTube and my blog. You will not lose me. I always upload to YouTube because I do have viewers that love my podcast there, and I'm so glad. I love you guys, and I love watching your podcasts. So that is Administrati. And our lucky prize winner for my Go Red Knit and Crochet Along, I mailed that prize off this week. Alright, finished objects. I have one. It's a secret finished object because it is part of a test pattern for Ron Strong. Ron needed some crochet testers to test his new pattern for his crochet along called the Spring Thaw, I believe it is. Hang on. Yes, Spring Thaw Mystery Crochet Along. It's I just spoiled it if you're doing the crochet along. It was a test pattern for his Spring Thaw Mystery Crochet Along. But I'm sure if those of you did the first clue, you have an idea of what you're making. Because it is being put out piece by piece, clue by clue, I can't show you the whole finished object until the final release on March the 18th. However, I can tease you guys a little bit with it. I will tell you, if you haven't and you're a crocheter, I would join this mystery crochet along because I had so much fun crocheting this pattern. It was a blast. I got it done in just a couple days. It works up quick. I can tell you what I used. I used a 6mm J crochet hook. I used Red Heart Soft in grape, teal, and off-white. I can tell you that. And I will tease you with the color. This is all I'm going to show you. But that's it's the first clue. The first clue's out, so I can show you that. Little teaser. But like I said, I love it. It didn't take long. And I thoroughly enjoyed crocheting for Ron Strong. I would do it again in a heartbeat form. So that's all my finished objects for this week. As far as works in progress, I am still working on Mr. Green Jeans, or as I call it, the purple print. It is this sweater, Mr. Green Jeans. Here's the back of it. I actually made a lot of progress. I've been working on it at night. And I honestly didn't think that I was going to get as far as I am along. You guys are going to be shocked when you see this. Now, let me get this the right way. This is a top-down raglan. I am using Venice Choice in the purple print colorway. The number is 202. It says purple print. And there are some mixed reviews about Venice Choice. I like it. Some people say it feels plasticky, but this print is nice. Here is how far I am. If you guys notice, the bottom is bound off. I know what you're thinking, that it looks short. And the reason why is I was afraid to make it too long, because when I block it, it's gonna stretch. This puppy is going to stretch when I block it, because I was just stretching it. And I'm like, this is gonna block. This is gonna stretch really good when I block it. You can't see me, but here's the back. As you can see, here's where I left off last week. And here's where I am this week. I am working on the sleeve right now. I have it on a circular needle, but I'm going to switch it to double points. I have a 24-inch cable on here, and I'm using my 5.5 Caspians from Knit Picks. And I'm having the same issue with them as I did on the other cable. They keep coming. I have to keep tightening them. I'm coming to the conclusion that it's either a Knit Picks or an interchangeable needle thing. So I'm going to put them on my DPNs and work it that way. But here's the back. Here's the cabling if you guys can see it. I was afraid that the cabling was going to get lost in the knitting because of the print, but it didn't. It actually came out really good. And like I said, it looks wonky. Like, you're probably thinking, Nicole, you should have made it longer. No, because when I block it, it's going to stretch substantially. And I'm short. Here, let me see if I can put it on and show you guys. I'm short, so when I go to wear it, it's going to be long on me. And it's all bunched up because of it. But here, you guys will see, like, here's where it comes to me now. So when I block it, and I'm going to block it within an inch of its life, as I always do, it's going to stretch substantially. And I am doing, sorry if you get motion sickness with all that moving, but I'm doing the sleeves for, I'm working the 1X size, which is extra large, but I'm taking the sleeves up to a 2X, only because I'm like, if I wear this, what if I'm wearing a sweater like this, or another long sleeve sweater? It may be too small. I mean, and if the sleeves are big, so be it. But that's how far I am. That's the only thing that I have been working on. So I guess we should move on to enhancements. I got a surprise yesterday. Or was it? No, Friday I got a surprise. Yes, Friday. I got an email from Ravelry letting me know I was gifted the Easy Pie dishcloth pattern by Erica Hernandez. And I was so surprised because I believe Friday was National Pie Day, P-I, not P-I-E. It was so nice. So I definitely cannot wait to knit that up. That's all I have for enhancements. Other than my Ravelry queue got out of hand because I was queuing everything I seen that I loved. So I decided to go through my queue and clean it up. There's some things that I put in my wish list that I liked, or in my favorites, I should say. I favored it if I liked it, but I knew I may never knit or crochet it. And one of my favorites, if it's something I looked at it and I'm like, would you really knit or crochet that or even wear it? And if the answer was no, off my queue it went. I got rid of it. So I am happy with myself. I got my queue down to 20 pages. It was longer than that. So 20 pages, and I'm going to go through it again. If there's something I absolutely don't want, it's going to go. You know, you can't make everything, and you can't have everything. And some things you don't want to make. So that is that. This video is probably going to be long, so I am going to cut it off here. I hope to work back on my, what's the name of it I'm working on here? Hang on, let me get it up. I hope to work back on my Easy Swing tank or tunic top and start my friendship sweater from Mel from Single Handed Knits pattern. I hope to start working on that. And I think maybe by next week I'll have a sleeve or both sleeves on my sweater. Anyways, I am going to let you guys go, and I will see you again next week. I hope you guys have had a great week, a blessed week, and you have a good Sunday. Until next week, bye.